it's kind of weird what the UFC did with Chimaev. You brought a guy in that fights once a year who's like Madonna, who probably gets like, you know, I mean, how much money does that dictator give him on the table? Like, the guy doesn't need to fight, dude. He's best friends with a warlord. I'm probably the only one that could beat Chimaev. I honestly think Fluffy's a better wrestler than Chimaev.
Come on. If it's something personal for you, just come. I'm here whenever you want.
Sean Strickland criticized Khamzat Chimaev for holding up the middleweight division with his inactivity. He said bringing in a fighter who only competes once a year means the belt sits idle while Chimaev waits to be forced to fight. Strickland added that chasing the belt is less profitable than simply taking fights, and called out Chimaev's repeated mysterious injuries every time he steps into the octagon.
So, I don't know, man. It's kind of weird what the UFC did with Chimaev. You brought a guy in that fights once a year who's like Madonna, who probably gets like, you know, I mean, how much money does that dictator give him on the table? Like, the guy doesn't need to fight, dude. He's best friends with a warlord. He's just gonna sit on that belt and wait until they force him to fight. But yeah, now the middleweight division, man, like from a pure money perspective, you would make more money not fighting for the belt than you would fighting for the belt. Say Chimaev goes and fights Nasruddin in 6 months. Well, let's say Chimaev sprains his pinky like he normally does. Now he takes another year off. So it's like you're off for 2 years. The belt isn't even like, it's not even in my brain anymore. I didn't even think about it. Like, I'll make significantly more money just fighting.
Sean Strickland criticized the slow pace of title fights, arguing he would rather stay active than wait around for opportunities. He pointed out that while other fighters sit out for months or deal with constant, mysterious injuries, he prefers to keep taking on tough opponents and earning his paycheck. Strickland highlighted that waiting for a title shot can mean sitting idle for a year or more, whereas staying active allows him to continue fighting, build momentum, and increase his earnings.
You say, hey, you want to wait a year and a half and like not fight, or just keep fighting and fighting good guys and maybe taking an L? I'll just go fight good guys, maybe take an L, and I'll triple my pay. Let's just say Fluffy beats me and like, you know, Fluffy want you for a title fight. Well, I mean, he's gonna fight Nasruddin in probably what, 6 months? Fights Nasruddin, say they have a hard fight, or even if they have an easy fight, he sprains his pinky toe, he's out for another 8 months. So like, Fluffy, you're not fighting for a year and a half if you want to wait for that. And I'm sure you would, but it's like, me personally, I don't give a give me my paycheck. I want to go fight. So every fight, dude, the guy's like, I broke my hand. Dude, I have an x-ray. Want to see it? Like, my shoulder is broken. It's like every time this guy fights, he has a mysterious injury. It's just, why wait?
Sean Strickland also claims he might be the only middleweight capable of beating Khamzat Chimaev. He called it a huge fight and even suggested that Fluffy could be a better wrestler than Chimaev, highlighting his confidence in his own abilities to take on the top contender.
I'm probably the only one that could beat Chimaev. I honestly think Fluffy's a better wrestler than Chimaev. Like, I think pace-wise, style-wise, I think over 5 rounds, Fluffy's probably a better, but then stand-up, I think Chimaev might take him to stand-up decision. So, I don't know, man. It's kind of weird what the UFC did with Chimaev. You brought a guy in that fights once a year who's like Madonna, who probably gets like, you know, I mean, how much money does that dictator give him on the table? Like, the guy doesn't need to fight, dude. He's best friends with a warlord, you know? Like, he doesn't need to fight. Dude gets gifted G-Wagons. So you have somebody who, like, he's just gonna sit on that belt and wait until they force him to fight. And then, like, he wanted to fight Nasruddin or something, whatever the guy's name is. He's like, oh, I don't want to fight you, my brother. Like, what are you talking about?
Bo Nickal believes Nasruddin Imavov deserves a shot at Khamzat Chimaev and expressed doubt that Chimaev will still be holding the title when he reaches the top.
Looking at the top of the middleweight, the top 5 right now, who do you think is most deserving to fight him?
Yeah, at this point, Imavov, I would have said RDR, obviously, had he won his last fight, winning, you know, a few in a row like he did coming into the UFC. But, you know, after that, you got to give the nod to Imavov.
And when you do fight for the title, do you think that you'll be fighting Khamzat? Like, will he still be champion?
It's hard to say, you know. I feel like, you know, when you look at historically how often he's been competing and, you know, kind of just tried to get into his mindset a little bit. I don't necessarily know that he'll compete for much longer, or even at middleweight, he might, you know, go up to 205. I've heard that maybe he wants to go back down to 170. So, you know, I'm not counting on it, but it would be a great fight. So I just got to take care of business on my end. He's obviously done that on his end, and I just need to keep improving, getting better, and winning fights.
Urija Faber doesn't see anyone capable of beating Khamzat Chimaev except Anthony Hernandez. He explained that Chimaev's advantage comes from his mindset rather than just technique, highlighting his exceptional physical gifts and total commitment to his game plan, which makes him extremely difficult to defeat.
Does anybody even have any wrestling remotely close to Khamzat Chimaev in his division?
Yeah, I don't think I think it comes down to mentality, not technique with him. Like that guy, like what I see with him is a guy that's got some amazing physical gifts. He's 100% in on his game plan. That's very powerful. Being somebody that's 100% in, that's hard to fight when everybody else is fighting with all these different disciplines and you're gonna go in there with one and you're 100% commit and you're a young, durable, like hungry, believes anything, believes he can beat anybody. Like that's hard to beat.
I think
he will get tested, bro.
I think Anthony Hernandez is the dark horse that.
What about Bo Nickel?
I feel like certain guys
wrestling,
but he still got to get up more, get up there more. But I feel like there's certain certain styles that make fights, This one guy, his style doesn't fit yours, Yeah. I believe that Anthony Hernandez will be that guy.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Sean Strickland also admitted he probably should have turned down the fight with Dricus du Plessis. He explained that while he is his own man and the UFC doesn't control him, he wasn't fully healthy at the time. Strickland said the pressure from the promotion made it hard to say no, as he was told someone else would take the fight and he would be sidelined, so he agreed and hoped it would work out.
Your last fight, you went and fought Dricus.
Yeah,
I know. For a championship.
Yeah, that was, again, I'm my own man. The UFC doesn't control any of us, but I probably should have said no to that. I wasn't healthy for it, so. But, you get pulled in the big guy's office and they say, hey, well, if you don't say yes, somebody else will, and you'll be put on the back burner. So you just kind of say yes and hope things pan out. And, sometimes they pan out, sometimes they don't.
Well, how did it all work out? Because, that was a very important one. It was one in which you had felt that you had beat the guy and that they hadn't given it to you.
At the end of the day, it's all bullshit. You take Dricus, he goes and loses Chimaev, and now no one really talks about him. It's like, dude, this whole sport, it's like 1 minute you're on top, 1 minute you're not, and I don't really find my happiness from it. I like to train, I like being around the boys, the guys, I like to fight, but at the end of the day, dude, it doesn't really define who I am now, especially as I get older. It's like the UFC logo and the blue check mark, you're starting to realize it doesn't matter. I love fighting. Again, this is my blood. It's who I am.
Sean Strickland hinted at a possible retirement in a new video, revealing that he is turning 35 and feels he has about 3 more years left in the sport. He added that he could probably retire now if he chose to, but is weighing his options.
Do you feel like you're coming to the end of your career, or you feel like you got years left? Where are you at on that?
Volk just won, what is Volk, 37, almost 38? Volk, 38, dude. I love fighting, It's kind of hard that, what would I do? I'm 30, I'm turning 35, so, I have 3 years in me, that's a lot of fights. Mm-hmm. And then once let's just say, I could probably retire now if I wanted to do that. I'm smart with my finances. But, what do you do all day? Just wake up? Find out what makes you happy?
Meanwhile, Dricus du Plessis confirmed his return in April, expressing confidence that he will reclaim his title from Khamzat. He explained that he spent time addressing areas that needed improvement and will be fully ready when he steps back into the octagon. Du Plessis added that he is eager to face Khamzat again and redeem his previous loss, insisting that he will get his belt back.
For me, we needed to fix some things, obviously, and I spend time now doing that. And like I said, I'll be ready for April. I would love to be on that April card, the Miami card. There's no opponent yet, there's no contract yet, we don't have any of that. Whoever, let's go. I'm ready to go again and get back to my belt as soon as possible. Don't really matter who it is. I would, of course, love for it to be Khamzat and redeem that loss. But, for me right now, the next fight is the most important fight of my life. And I will win that fight and I will get my belt back. If he tries anything different, it will be a terrible night. But we all know that. But he did what he had to win that belt. We can't hate on him for that. No, he did what he needed to do. It's the rules of the game and he did it. So saying that you know, it's not fair. It is fair. He did what he had to do. Not how I would win my belt or would like to, but that's what he did. And now it's my responsibility to go and fix that, to stop him from doing that again.
Dricus du Plessis admitted that Khamzat Chimaev effectively neutralized him during their fight. He said he even got bored as Chimaev focused on staying safe and doing just enough to secure the win. Du Plessis added that he is already working on fixing those areas for their next matchup.
Like I said on the night, you know, big ups to him. He came out there and he did what he needed to do. Not the kind of fight that I would have wanted with all the hype. You know, it wasn't a very fun fight to watch for anyone. I got bored in the fight and I was in there, to be honest. But I mean, he did what he had to do to win that belt. I mean, that is, if that's the way that you are gonna go, well, good for you. I mean, it's different strokes. I mean,
he negated everything you could possibly bring.
Yeah, 100%. He made sure he stayed out of danger, and he fought that fight, and he almost neutralized me and making it a fight, because if we made it a fight, it would have been a different story. But he knew that, so he was smart in that. So I mean, frustrating, absolutely. But like I said, the speed bumps, that's what makes me better. Now I know the little piece of this puzzle where I need to work on, and believe me, in my next performance, you will see me do that, exactly just that. Be a master at that.
Dricus du Plessis' coach also criticized Khamzat Chimaev's approach, saying they were never prepared to face someone unwilling to fight. He explained that Chimaev stayed glued to Dricus like a blanket, refusing to create any space, and that even after absorbing hundreds of strikes, Khamzat didn't engage properly. The coach added that if they had known, they would have adjusted Dricus' base to focus purely on wrestling, confident that Dricus could handle it. He emphasized that this time, they plan to come back fully prepared to dominate.
It sounds stupid what I'm going to say now, but we were not prepared, or we've never been prepared to fight a guy who's not willing to fight. Really, he didn't want to fight. If we knew he was going to try to just do that, I would have changed Dricus' base. No punches, no kicks, just flip and wrestle the guy. And Dricus is good enough to do that. But it's an MMA fight, so we've tried. I mean, you guys saw how quickly he shoots. He doesn't want to stand up. Dricus kicked him once and hit him once, and he felt like a flipping truck hit him. So he wanted to keep Dricus on the floor. Plus, when he kept Dricus on the floor, he never wanted to fight. I know Mark Goddard doesn't agree with me. He should maybe look at the facts that I think Khamzat threw over 500 punches and only 27 of them were significant. So I think Dricus threw maybe 44, 45, 37 were significant.
Dricus du Plessis' coach explained that Khamzat Chimaev admitted they learned a lot from that fight and that they were unprepared for that style. Looking ahead, the coach said this time, Chimaev will face a completely different Dricus, fully ready for every scenario. He added that Chimaev has no chance in stand-up or the clinch. His only option was keeping the fight on the ground, and that's exactly what they plan to counter.
He never wanted space between him and Dricus. We've learned a hell of a lot. It sounds like, and it looked like if we knew nothing on the floor. I must be honest, we knew nothing about how to get a blanket off us. But this time around, he's going to get fucked up.
And you know exactly what to expect now.
Exactly. He thinks, look, he's got zero chance against Dricus with the stand-up, zero. He's got zero chance with Dricus in the clinch. He's got his only chance is to keep us on the floor. So that's the only thing we need to fix.
Meanwhile, Israel Adesanya recently hinted that he might retire around 2028. He explained that while he doesn't think that far ahead, he can already see the finish line approaching and feels like he's on the tail end of his career.
I'm not gonna be like, oh.
How many do you think you have left?
Fact. Less than 10.
What? Less than 10 fights?
Damn. You are? You surprised?
Yeah, I thought it was like 4 or 5. I thought you weren't gonna fight past 40.
Well, I know that's still less than 10.
less than 10, Cal.
Okay.
I thought it was a lot less.
I don't know, 6, 7. Nah, yeah, who knows? Like, I know it's less than 10. It can't be past 10. So if I fight now, fight one more time towards the end of the year, maybe. That's 2 fights. If I do 2 fights a year, fuck. Next year I can still fight. 2028 is where I'll be like, I don't know yet. I don't know. I can't see past 2027, but I do know 2028. I don't know. I don't think that far ahead at the moment, but I do glance at it, but I don't really try and focus on it. I just know I'm on the tail end. I can see the finish line. I've been seeing the finish line in the distance, but now it's closer. But who knows At what pace will I get there?
Dricus du Plessis reacted to Israel Adesanya's retirement plans, saying he believes Adesanya is already a Hall of Famer with nothing left to prove. He added that while some fighters need a nudge to step away, Adesanya has already accomplished everything in the sport, and retirement won't change the fact that he's achieved it all.
Is it fair to say Israel is planning his exit strategy and he's very much a guy who will go out on his own terms? He won't be asked to call it a day.
Yeah, I think for any fighter it's really hard. I think it's hard. We live for this. And sometimes you need somebody to tell you, listen, it's time. For him, I don't think it's time. I don't think it's time yet. I mean, we'll see in this performance, but, you know, in terms of accomplishing things in the sport, that's not where his mind's at. Going for the belt, that's not where his mind's at. It's probably not going to happen. I can almost guarantee it's not going to happen because that's not what his goals are. His goals right now is fighting the best guys that he can, the most exciting guys, and doing what he loves. And that's a special place to be because he has already done it all. He's already in the Hall of Fame. He is one of the greatest to ever do the sport. So for him right now, enjoy the sport and do the thing you love and entertain the people like you always have.
On the other hand, Colby Covington also called out Khamzat Chimaev, claiming he's afraid to take strikes to the face. He reminded fans they were once scheduled to fight at welterweight and insisted it would be a very different matchup than Chimaev's last fight with Dricus du Plessis. Covington said he would get back up if taken down and challenged Chimaev to a striking battle, arguing that Chimaev doesn't like to get hit.
That's what makes it so interesting, you know, you coming to the division. With a few wins, you and Khamzat, that could be a massive fight, right?
Yeah, you know, we were supposed to fight at welterweight in the past. You know, they were talking about making that fight happen. So I love that fight. I think it's a great fight for me. He's not going to take me down and hold me down. I'll get right up. You know, collegiate wrestling teaches you fight the hands, you know, look for underhooks, get right back to your feet. So he's not going to be holding me like he did his last fight with Dricus. It'll be a completely different fight. And then it's a striking fight. And I think he's scared to strike. I don't think he likes to strike people. He doesn't like to get hit in the face. So, you know, I love that fight. So the quickest path to get there is what I'm looking for. If it's Izzy would be a great stylistic matchup. And then, you know, whoever else is next, and then boom, let's do it, Khamzat.
Colby Covington emphasized just how tough it is to beat Khamzat Chimaev. He explained that stopping Chimaev's takedowns, striking effectively, and surviving his pressure requires incredible wrestling and defensive skills. Covington added that unless a fighter can threaten him with submissions or control his takedowns, Chimaev will continue dominating the division.
I know if you enter the division, it's also going to be interesting because the champion right now is Khamzat Chimaev, who's also an excellent wrestler. But if I take you out of the equation just for a second, do you see anybody in the top 10 that could beat Khamzat right now?
I mean, you know, you're going to have to be able to stop his takedowns, you know. You're going to have to be able to strike with him and stop his takedowns, get him tired in that department. So I don't know. I don't know if I do see anybody. I can't see the top contenders off my list off the top of my head right now, but you know, obviously the most worthy contender is Nasruddin Imavov. That's the fight that needs to happen, and you know, he needs to see if he can get through that test before we start talking about him being unbeatable. But you know, I mean, to beat him, you're going to have to wrestle into him and defensively have insane sprawls and insane down blocking defense and stop his takedowns and make it a striking fight like Gilbert Burns did, or have such good jiu-jitsu and striking that you can counteract one another. But unless you threaten him with submissions or takedown defense, he's just going to be walking through that division.
That wraps up today's video, and hopefully you enjoyed it. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more MMA updates and reactions.